Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Eustis City Hall. This is a regular City Commission meeting of the Eustis City Commission. It's 6 o'clock. It's Thursday, March 4th, 2021. At this time, we're going to ask anyone that would like to participate in a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag to please stand. The pledge will be led by our Vice Mayor, Emily Lee. Thank you. Madam Vice Mayor.
Please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all. I'm going to officially call this meeting to order. Mary, is there a quorum present and proper notice been given?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Mr. Nybert, any agenda updates, sir?
No, sir.
Thank you so much. Commissioners, before us tonight, we have approval of minutes from our February 1st, 2021 City Commission retreat, February the 4th, 2021 regular City Commission meeting, and February the 18th, 2021 regular City Commission meeting. What's the will of our commission?
Mr. Mayor, was the February 1st, that wasn't the retreat, was it?
No, that was,
The entertainment district?
yes, Entertainment
Okay.
District.
All right.
Perfect. We'll just change that.
Mr. Mayor, I move for approval of the minutes of February 1st, February 4th, and February 18th.
Thank you, ma'am.
Second.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Not hearing any. Roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Lee,
Aye.
Commissioner LaHoop Smith,
Aye.
Commissioner Cobb,
Aye.
Commissioner Hawkins,
Aye.
Mayor Holland.
Aye. Next, we have appointments. We have reappointment to the Firefighter Pension Board of Trustees with Charles Chuck McMaster. Does anybody have any questions of Chuck? He's here tonight. Chuck, you want to wave at everybody so everybody knows your face back there? Thank you for your willingness to serve again on this committee. It's very important to us. Looking for a motion to reappoint Chuck to the Firefighter Pension Trust Board.
So move the reappointment.
Thank you.
Second?
Thank you, ma'am. Any further discussion? Not hearing any. Roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Lee,
Aye.
Commissioner LaHoop Smith,
Aye.
Commissioner Cobb,
Aye.
Commissioner Hawkins,
Aye.
Mayor Holland.
Aye. Audience to be heard. Mr. Nybert, anyone?
I have no cards.
Anyone like to address the commission on something that's not on the agenda? This is your opportunity to do so. Not singing. I've asked the fire chief to come forward and just to give us a quick update on coronavirus, where we stand with numbers, and a little bit about vaccinations that are going on here in this area. Chief?
Good evening. My name is Michael Swanson. I'm the Eustis Fire Chief. I see everybody tonight. Really simple. We're moving ahead with the vaccination sites. We're kind of unique from other cities in that we have a individual agreement with the state of Florida Health Department where we do what's called a closed pod or a closed point of distribution. So far, we've had 4 of our own, but what this program has done is it has morphed on us. It's become bigger, and I can't handle all those people. So what I've done is I've worked out some agreements with the mega site over at St. Patrick's, and what we're doing is when we get groups of under 50, we merge them together and we send them over to St. Patrick's. And then if we have groups that are around 100, we do a pod, which is when I send a fire truck over and we bring staff in and we run our own pod. Yesterday alone, we did 250 people, which is pretty good. I don't do this every day because it takes staff time to do. So we morphed into the pods as often as we can. Monday, I have a group going to St. Patrick's. That's 500 people out of the city of Eustis. It's the biggest one we've sent over there yet, and it's out of the St. Mary's Church. We're also working on Southern Palms. We're probably going to do a pod there. As far as vaccines go, the vaccines are increasing. We're getting more, which is nice. I have an allotment for the city of Eustis of 400 a week, which obviously I'm not meeting that with our closed pods, but we're sharing it with St. Patrick's and we're getting close to, I don't really know what the numbers are. I don't want to make them up, but I know it's over 5,000. So we're getting a lot done right now. Johnson & Johnson hasn't come on the market for us yet, but we know it's coming, and that's a one-shot. I know I'd recently heard that there's some controversy on how that one's made. I don't know what that's about yet. When I hear it, I'll let you know. Right now, we are a Pfizer county, and we're still a Pfizer county. That is the refrigerated vaccine that requires 2 shots, one and then 21 days later, the next one. If any of you were out there and you've gotten the first shot, you've gotten a card with you that has the second date on it, you have 5 days before and 5 weeks after. So you don't have to get your second shot exactly on that day. That's not how it works. That's just a number to give you to base off of. And you can pay attention to some of your churches and organizations that are happening and get your second shot through something that we're doing here in Eustis. You don't necessarily have to go look for it. Okay? Also, the state's going to be contacting you and letting you know where the sites are so that you can make appointments that way. Okay? Just ask them, if it's St. Patrick's or if something else is going on. We'll let you know if we can. But these happen very fast. So our big day will be Wednesday and Thursday next week, with Monday being everything at St. Patrick's. And by the way, it's not just fire department that's doing this. Police department is doing all the security, or helping with some of the security over at the St. Patrick's site. Ours have been very civil. We haven't needed law enforcement. Parks and Rec has helped us with paperwork and facilities setups. Public Works has come in and done stuff, and we have library and some of the other people. This is a group effort. The whole city is stepping up to help make this happen. So I've even had commissioners come say if we need help.
I was going to say, I can do
Yeah.
paperwork, so.
Yeah, it's really kind of a great thing to have everybody there. And when we first started doing this, we thought it was going to be a law enforcement issue. It's the farthest thing from that. Everybody's helping everybody, and it's really a fantastic thing. So
Thank you, Chief. I appreciate it. Since I've given a few minutes to the fire department, Chief, do you have anything you want to share tonight? Come on up, take your time. Got to give balance time.
I just thank you for the opportunity to allow me to do what I'm doing right now. I got some great people in the positions, and we're working very hard to keep this community safe every day. We had George Fest covered, as most of you have probably noticed. It was uneventful for us, thank God. We are assisting with the vaccination site of St. Patrick. We've been out there since the inception, which was January 14th. So we're here behind the scenes, out where you can see us, and behind the scenes where we're kind of hiding in the shadows too. But we're out here working hard for you every day. So thank you, and thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Chief. All right. Commissioners, before us now we have the consent agenda. There are 4 items on our consent agenda this evening. Does anyone anything pull for discussion? Not hearing anything. I'm looking for a motion to approve our consent agenda.
Mr. Mayor, would move to approve the consent agenda, the 4 items listed.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'll second it.
Thank you, ma'am. Any further discussion? Not hearing any. Roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Lee,
Aye.
Commissioner LaHoop Smith,
Aye.
Commissioner Cobb. Aye. Commissioner Hawkins,
Aye.
Mayor Holland.
Aye. Mr. Attorney.
Yes, sir. The next 9 ordinances 20-32 through 20-40, staff recommends that those be continued. The current status is the Lake County Commission is going to consider the draft agreement that was submitted to them. They're going to consider it on Tuesday. They're also going to discuss the Department of Environmental Protection's letter, and then also the letter that I sent and forwarded to all of you.
Okay, Mr. Mayor, I move to approve, I move to continue to our March 18th meeting, ordinance number 20-32 through 20-40, because of the county's actions preventing us from having a hearing and finalizing approval.
Thank you, ma'am. That was a motion. Looking for a second.
I second.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Not hearing any. Roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Lee,
Aye.
Commissioner LaHoop Smith,
Aye.
Commissioner Cobb. Aye. Commissioner Hawkins,
Aye.
Mayor Holland.
Aye.
This is the second reading of Ordinance 20-41, an ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Eustis, Florida, voluntarily annexing approximately 226.826 acres of real property located on the north and south sides of Pine Meadows Golf Course Road as more particularly described herein. This is the second reading. Are there any questions from the commission concerning Ordinance 2041?
Anybody?
Seeing none, would any members of the public like to speak on Ordinance 2041? This is the final reading.
Ron, you have anybody on this one, sir?
Seeing none, we will close the public comment portion of the hearing.
Commissioners, before us, we have ordinance number 20-41. What's the will of our commission?
Mr. Mayor, I move for approval of ordinance number 20-41 for the voluntary annexation.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'll second it.
Thank you, ma'am. Any further discussion? Not hearing any. Roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Lee,
Aye.
Commissioner Hoop Smith,
Aye.
Commissioner Cobb,
Aye.
Commissioner Hawkins,
Aye.
Mayor Holland.
Aye.
Ordinance 2042, this is the second and final reading, an ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Eustis, Lake County, Florida, amending the City of Eustis Comprehensive Plan pursuant to 163.3187 Florida statutes, changing the future land use designation of approximately 225.9 acres of recently annexed real property located on the north and south sides of Pine Meadows Golf Course Road, as more particularly described herein, from urban low and rural transition in Lake County to suburban residential SR in the City of Eustis. Any questions from the commission?
Yeah, I was thinking about this, and I've been thinking about this since I went out and I met with the residents. The only thing that I ask is that the builders, when they decide to build, be good neighbors to the people that are already there. That's my concern. They moved there for a reason, so I just want you to be good neighbors.
Lori, I do have a question real quick. A large concern was the ingress and egress of that area. We know that Pine Hill or Pine Meadows Road is a bad road. Is there another road plan that goes to 44 from this property?
The primary access will be from 44,
Okay.
and that is the intent of the developer as they move forward finalizing their design. We've also strongly encouraged them to have a community meeting with the neighborhood in advance of bringing an application to the City Commission for review.
Okay, and we'd love to host that in one of our buildings if we need to help that situation.
That's where I was with the community meeting.
Absolutely.
Would any members of the public like to speak on Ordinance 2042? Seeing none, we will close the public comment portion of the hearing.
Commissioners, before us, we have ordinance number 20-42. What's the will of our commission?
Mr. Mayor, I move for approval of ordinance number 20-42 on its second reading.
Thank you, ma'am.
I second.
Thank you, sir. Any further discussion? Not hearing any. Roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Lee,
Aye.
Commissioner Hoop Smith,
Aye.
Commissioner Cobb,
Aye.
Commissioner Hawkins,
Aye.
Mayor Holland.
Aye.
Ordinance 2043, this is the second and final reading, an ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Eustis, Lake County, Florida, assigning the Rural Neighborhood Design District designation to approximately 225.9 acres of recently annexed real property located on the north and south sides of Pine Meadows Golf Course Road, as more particularly described herein. Would any members of the public like to speak on Ordinance 2043? The public comment portion hearing is closed.
Commissioners, before us, we have ordinance number 20-43. What's the will of our commission?
Mr. Mayor, I move for approval of ordinance number 20-43 on the second reading.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'll second it.
Thank you, ma'am. Any further discussion? Not hearing any. Roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Lee,
Aye.
Commissioner Hoop Smith,
Aye.
Commissioner Cobb,
Aye.
Commissioner Hawkins,
Aye.
Mayor Holland.
Aye.
Ordinance 2102, this is the first reading, an ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Eustis, Lake County, Florida, changing the design district designation of approximately 3.9 acres of real property on the south side of East Orange Avenue between Abrams Road and Fruitwood Avenue from a mixture of suburban corridor and suburban neighborhood to suburban corridor. Lori Barnes.
Mayor, Commissioners, Lori Barnes presenting ordinance 21-02. It's a design district amendment for a property on the south side of Orange Avenue between Abrams Road and Fruitwood Avenue. The applicant and property owner, Lake RC Incorporated, has requested a design district amendment from the current designations of suburban neighborhood and suburban corridor on the property to provide a unified design district designation of suburban corridor. They've indicated they'd like this design district designation to make the property consistent with other properties that front on Orange Avenue and to provide them more flexibility in their design of their project as they move forward. Again, the site is located on the south side of Orange Avenue and comprises approximately 3.9 acres. You can see the Dollar General exists immediately to the east, AAA storage to the north, and some residential in unincorporated Lake County to the west. There's an existing neighborhood as well to the south of the property. The current future land use designation of the property is mixed commercial residential. That designation would permit development of commercial, residential, or a mixture of the two. The design district designation is currently split. The frontage of the property shows suburban corridor, while the majority of the property to the south of the frontage is suburban neighborhood. This image shows the design district of suburban corridor if the commission were to approve the amendment. As you can see, the suburban corridor in green is the most common design district designation along the Orange Avenue corridor. The land development regulations indicate that in the suburban development pattern, that non-residential uses are primarily located on corridors. Orange Avenue is a minor arterial roadway, and it lies just east of a collector, and then further to the east is a major collector, State Road 44. Non-residential uses under the city's code include your office, retail, and also multifamily over 3 units are considered non-residential under our code. The suburban neighborhood and suburban corridor design district designations vary somewhat in their definition and their form and intent. Suburban neighborhood districts are indicated for primarily residential development with fewer connections and pedestrian connections and bikeways throughout. The suburban corridor design district designation provides for a mix of uses, retail and residential, and indicates that this designation should be applied to parcels lying in a linear form along corridors with varying depths. These are generally for auto-oriented uses, and regulations provide for compatibility with surrounding areas and provide for functional connections from the commercial and retail uses to the neighborhoods. As I said, the existing design district designation includes suburban corridor on the frontage with the majority of the property to the south in suburban neighborhood. If this property were subdivided, the suburban corridor frontage could be developed under those design standards, and the southern portion of the property could be developed under the neighborhood standards. However, the property owner has indicated a desire to develop the property as a unified site. If the property is designed as a unified site, Section 102-15, which provides for map interpretations with properties lying in multiple districts, would provide that the suburban neighborhood would govern the development on the entire site. As you can see, this would create a condition where a suburban neighborhood property would front on a corridor, a major arterial road, and this would not be consistent with the other design district designations along Orange Avenue. If the commission approves the amendment, the entire parcel would be governed by the suburban corridor design district designation. Now, with Eustis's form-based code, Your future land use designation controls your permitted uses and your densities and intensities. The change that's being requested will not change any permitted uses, densities, or intensities on the parcel. The design district designation controls the form and function of the development that does occur on the site. This table shows you a comparison of the lot typologies permitted in neighborhood design districts versus corridor design districts. The orange are permitted in corridor and not permitted in neighborhood. So you can see that your multifamily lot typologies, townhomes, apartment homes, courtyard apartments, they are allowed in a suburban neighborhood design district, but they do require a non-residential component comprising 15% of the land area of the property be incorporated into the development. Most developers are either commercial developers or residential developers. There are very few mixed-use developers operating outside of downtowns in this area. Staff did notice this request according to the land development regulations. We received 3 telephone calls from property owners in the surrounding area. These property owners had questions and wanted to gain an understanding of what the request involved. None of them expressed any support or opposition. Mostly they were interested in what future development is proposed to occur here. As with the Pine Meadows project, I have highly encouraged the developer here to hold a neighborhood meeting so they can hear from the residents in the neighborhood to the south, to the southeast, and to the west of the property. Staff recommends approval. The proposed designation provides for a more consistent transect along Orange Avenue and is consistent and compatible with the Eustis Land Development Regulations and Comprehensive Plan. Tim Green from Green Consulting is here tonight if you have questions for him as the applicant's representative, and if you have questions for me, I'm happy to answer them.
Any questions?
Yes. I'm like the residents. I want to know, and I'm sorry, not for you, Lori, but for Tim. I'm like the residents. What's the plan?
Tim, you want to come up?
Meeting Commissioners, Mayor. Tim Green, President, Green Consulting Group, 4070 United Avenue, Mount Dora. The plan is a townhome development, so it will not be commercial. That's a simple answer.
That was simple enough.
And we would welcome the community meeting so that people are comfortable with what's going on. That's in your process, and it gives everyone a level of comfort or not. So we go there and we learn from the community, and we can design within some of the desires. Can't always meet every demand or desire, but we can work with the community that way.
Tim, and you may not know this right now, but approximately how many?
Do not know the number.
Okay.
I do not.
And have you given thought to entrance and exit to the
Yes, it'd be off 44.
okay.
That's really the only access we have to a right of way.
Do you think we'd
That
have to?
Jolene Street doesn't come to this property.
Okay, okay.
Specific site plans and development plans will be submitted at a future date and reviewed by city.
Okay.
So we can look at all of those issues moving forward.
There may be a frontage road connection because Dollar General did connect
Right.
to their property boundary, and this is next door, so we would have that connectivity between there. But if we wouldn't use their entrance as this entrance, it would just be a connection along.
That's what I was thinking about.
Okay. So that these future residents can go to Dollar General without getting on 44 and making more traffic.
Anybody else got questions for Tim while he's up here?
Thank you.
Tim.
Would any members of the public like to speak on ordinance 21-02?
one person. Come on up. You just give your name and,
Yeah, my name's Justin Linneman. I live off of Fruitwood Avenue. I'm just curious as to what they would kind of do with water drainage from all these homes and, pavement and everything, plus what kind of barrier is going to be established between, like, because I have, a decent amount of woods right there we have a field fence for the woods, but is there going to be some sort of fencing going up? Is there going to be a barrier? What all is going to be addressed? And I'm sure it might be future, but kind of a concern. And, like how many homes, because getting out of that road on 44 is already kind of tough, and, more clutter, more traffic, just kind of wondering and worrying.
typically, that's one of the things that they'll bring back a site plan to us. Then we'll have another open meeting like this, and we'll be able to discuss that at that time. Anything else you want to add to that, Mr. Nybert? Lori, anything you'd like to add to that? Neighborhood meeting. Okay, thank you.
Would anyone else like to speak on ordinance 2102? Seeing none, the public comment portion of the hearing is closed.
Commissioners, before us, we have ordinance 21-02. What's the will of our commission?
Mr. Mayor, I move for approval of ordinance number 21-02 on its first reading.
Thank you, ma'am.
Second.
Thank you, ma'am. Any further discussion? Not hearing any. Roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Lee,
Aye.
Commissioner LaHoop Smith,
Aye.
Commissioner Cobb,
Aye.
Commissioner Hawkins,
Aye.
Mayor Holland.
Aye. Thank you, Mr. Attorney.
Thank you.
Next, we come down to future agenda items. Anything you'd like to see on a future agenda? Karen?
Nothing, thank you.
All right. Emily?
Yes, I have some really good feedback on people who want to work at the Resource Center, work on getting it up and running again. Also, improving the area next to it, putting a covering over the stage. And so I'd like us to consider maybe how we might work that in or discuss it in our workshop, or what we can do to assist in them and Buddy Walker and getting everything put
That's
together.
something we could work outside of the realm of the commission
Okay.
with Pastor Walker and community people there, and then bring a proposal back to the commission at that time where we're ready.
Okay, that's awesome, thank you.
Anything else, Emily?
Should I, well, we have I don't know if it's now, we have a meeting scheduled for the 25th of strategic plan, and I might have some family conflict there. So I'll know for sure tomorrow, so if you guys could think about another date that we might all be able to get together, I'd appreciate it, and if not, just have a plan B, and I'll let you know tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Willie?
Yes, and this may fall under the same covering as Emily, maybe something we have to bring back. But I had the pleasure of going to the high school last week, and I don't know how many people in Eustis know, and I'm sure a lot of the old timers know, that one of the, I'm sure Michael knows. So, one of the original Commodores is from here, and he actually went to the high school and he played with the band, and he spent like 10 hours there, and he was back again today. And what I'd like to do is, because he's Eustis, a Eustis native son, I'd like to, at some point in the future, recognize him.
Absolutely.
Because I don't know if that's ever been done. I don't think it has, but.
It really has not. And he actually graduated with Jerry Cobb from Eustis High School.
Yeah, so I'd love to do that.
Okay.
I talked to the band leader, and the band has a concert at Farron Park, the 8th.
The high school band?
The 8th of May. So it'd be
It would be
great.
cool if we could get him back here for that.
That's what I'm working on.
Okay.
So, but I just wanted to do that. One of the other things I'd like to do is, I'd like for us to have a workshop, and we maybe would do it the same time that we do the one that we have scheduled. But I think, and I look at all of the commissions around, and we're probably the most diverse which is a good thing. And I'd like to think that we represent everyone in the community. And I'd like to sit down and have a workshop so that we as commissioners don't become tone deaf to, everyone in the community. And we can talk about how we can improve, what we can do. I'd like to have that conversation. So we may be able to work that into the,
If you'd like to work it into the strategic plan meeting, we could do that.
yeah.
Sounds like a perfect time
Yeah.
for it.
And last but not least, Fellowship of Christian Athletes is having a cleanup, Operation Cleanup in the Bates area next Saturday.
What's that date?
Yes,
The 13th?
right.
September, or Saturday, the 13th?
The 13th, right?
Okay.
I think Life Point, it's still Life Point?
Yes, sir.
Life Point is going to assist, and so it'd be great if the community would come out and assist. I'm going to be there, so, okay, great. Thanks. Thank you. That's it
Thank you.
for me.
Nan, anything for a future agenda item?
No, sir.
You asked for something at the last meeting for a future agenda item, and it escaped my mind.
I had asked for an enclave workshop,
Okay?
and,
We're working on the details of that.
okay.
So once Lori and I get all the information we need, circumstances, we'll let you know.
All right, and then we had, I talked about looking over the fence guidelines again,
Okay.
possibly creating something for residential and commercial.
Okay. We could get those two kind of going pretty quick, because I don't want to push them out too late, because we've got a lot of stuff in front of us. So we could get those enclave and the fence workshops together, or just bring it back in front of us. I'd
May I
appreciate
add one
it.
more thing?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I guess it would fall under what we would work on after, talking in terms, we had talked about Palmetto Plaza, putting up some signs, historical signs and all of that. And so I'd like to see us get back on track with that, with,
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to have staff meet with the community
Okay.
representatives that are interested in that project, and we'll see what kind of program we can come up with.
that's awesome. Thank you.
Happy to meet with them.
Okay.
Nan, reports. Anything you want to report back to the community or to the staff?
Yes, Mr. Rick, I just want to say thank you very much. I saw the chamber sign and I saw the alligator signs, and I want to say thank you very much. I appreciate it very, very much. I also want to thank Ron and Kenny. I know that you guys are addressing the security issue at the front door, so thank you again very, very much. I appreciate it. Just thank you again for everything for George Fest. I cannot just say thank you enough. I'm going to tell you, I've never been more proud to be from Eustis as I was this past weekend. It was the most unbelievable time we've ever had. It was just an awesome time. City staff, you guys did an amazing, amazing job, and I just can't thank you enough. You guys hit it out of the park. Very, very much. Just one other thing that I wanted to bring up, somebody had brought it up to me. When we had the concert on Sunday, we had a lot of boats. Maybe we could put some of the boat cleats, the tie-offs.
I've already spoken to Mr. Baker about that.
Okay.
With Rick to start with.
Well, somebody else had approached me. It wasn't him, but somebody else had approached me. So I just maybe wondered if we
Yeah, I haven't
could.
gotten with Rick yet on it. So
Okay.
that's on the list to do.
Thank you very much. That's it.
Thank you, Nan. Willie?
Yeah, I have to second what Nan said. I thought that George Fest was phenomenal. And looking at it, prior to this year, I was looking at it from the other side, but I actually got to see it all come together, and I was really amazed at what they did. Aaron and crew, they did a great job. The PD, the fire department, it was amazing. So just great job, guys. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Karen?
It's just echoing what's being said, but, the vendors, the visitors, the community of Eustis, we truly showed we are a community. And it gives me chills just now even thinking about sitting out there watching the people. There's a lot of good people watching out there this weekend. And the parade was awesome. And, again, city staff, how can you say thank you just to Erin and her staff, who did 3 full days of nonstop entertainment. If you were bored this weekend, and now I have a cowboy hat, so it's all good. It's all good.
Well, they truly made us look good. I mean, it was just
Oh,
amazing.
Absolutely. They made Eustis look good.
That's right.
It was out of the ballpark.
Thank you. Ms. Emily?
I concur with everything that has been said. I think I saw it from another perspective. Having been chosen as the George Fest Queen, it was seeing it from another angle, and the response that I got from the community was incredible, and I really appreciated that. The only kind of fearful time I had was being transported from one float to the other on a golf cart. It was quite exciting. But I think it was phenomenal. I enjoyed it, every bit of it, and I think all the staff who was involved, and the chamber too, and all the support, it was excellent, and thanks again for everything.
Thank you, Emily. Mr. Nybert?
Yes, sir. As Commissioner Cobb indicated, we will have a walk-through metal detector out in the hallway, either this meeting coming or the one shortly thereafter, obviously to maintain some level of security in the building. It'll be non-permanent mounted, it'll be on wheels, and we can move it out of the hallway before and after meetings, so it won't be intrusive in the living. Housing rehab, you probably saw some Facebook posts promoting that. Next week, we'll be sending out the mailers to the folks in the neighborhood to try to get the word out there on that housing rehab program. And finally, last week, the city and the Eustis PBA reached a tentative agreement on a contract.
Thank you. Mr. Attorney?
Yes, sir. On Tuesday, I'll be at the county commission meeting to argue the city's position before the county commission. And then on March 18th, we'll do a closed session regarding the 2 Panuska lawsuits prior to our 6 o'clock meeting. March 18th, if everyone's available. Probably do 5:15.
5:15. Got it. Anything else?
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I want to echo what my fellow commissioners have said about George Fest. What a tremendous weekend. Erin and her staff, Public Works, Police Department, Fire Department, every staff member of this city put in extra time and an extra effort. It is probably one of the largest numbers attending the parade that I've seen in many, many years. And in my lifetime, I've probably only missed 4 or 5. So it was tremendous. And then to be able to welcome home our very own Michael Ray for that concert on Sunday was unbelievable. We think there was probably about 1,000 people out on the lake actually watching that. And then what was in the park was unbelievable. Everyone was well maintained. There was no trouble. I was proud of our community. So we got a lot of cool things coming up. Continue to social distance and to wear face masks when you can. This commission's not going to mandate that. It's on you to protect yourself. So just keep that up. And if we can keep that up and we can keep our community safe, we can keep bringing you events here in this community that you'll be proud of. Thank you for being with us tonight. If you need anything from any of us, please give us a call. We're here to help you. We're adjourned.